Welcome back to Buckeye Bloomstead. Just because the cold weather's set in doesn't mean we have to stop gardening. In today's video, we're going to dive into some exciting DIY projects you can work on during the off-season to get your garden ready for next spring. Whether it's building raised beds, repairing those garden tools, or crafting something fun like a bird feeder, we've got something for every gardener. Before we go any further, please consider subscribing to our channel, as well as liking and sharing our videos will help our channel grow. We thank you for supporting our channel by doing so. Let's start with one of my favorite off-season projects, building raised garden beds. While we're covering raised garden beds in this video, we're only scratching the surface. There are so many options when it comes to raised bed designs, materials, and budgets that it can be overwhelming to choose the right one for your garden. I encourage you to explore different ideas online, where you'll also find detailed plans to help you get started once you've settled on your ideal design. To give you a head start, we've created a video showcasing the raised garden beds we chose for our space. For a more detailed guide on how we built ours, be sure to check out our video DIY Raised Garden Beds Made Easy. The link will be at the end of this video, so stick around and click to dive deeper into the process. Now, let's get back to our current discussion on raised garden beds. These are a fantastic way to make gardening easier and more efficient, especially if you want to protect your soil from harsh winter conditions. The best part? You can customize them to fit your garden space. Key points. Materials needed: pressure-treated wood, screws, drill, tape measure, and soil, and a handsaw or power saw for cutting your wood. Step by step. Start by measuring and cutting your wood to the desired size. Pre-drill holes and assemble the frame using screws. Reinforce the corners for extra durability. Once your bed is built, you can leave it empty or fill it with soil and cover it with mulch to prepare for spring planting. Additional tips: consider lining the bottom of your raised beds with hardware cloth to prevent gophers, moles, and other burrowing animals from digging up through the soil. When it comes to choosing wood, pressure-treated wood is now much safer than it used to be. Modern treatments often use chemicals like alkaline copper quaternary, ACQ, which are considered low toxicity and approved for use in residential gardens. However, it's always a good idea to do your own research on the specific treatment methods used, so you feel confident it's safe for your garden. If you prefer a more eco-friendly approach, untreated wood is also a great option. Ultimately, choose what works best for you and your garden. And while we are still on the subject of raised beds, a viewer asked, any tips for winterizing raised beds? Well, yes we do. Here are some helpful tips for winterizing your raised garden beds to protect your soil and prepare for the next growing season. 1. Clear out dead plants. Remove any dead or dying plants, weeds, and debris from the beds to prevent diseases and pests from overwintering. If the plants are healthy, you can compost them. Otherwise, discard diseased or pest-ridden plants. 2. Add a layer of compost or manure. Spread a layer of compost, aged manure, or organic matter about 2 to 3 inches over the soil. This helps enrich the soil with nutrients during the winter and improves soil structure. Over the winter, this organic material will break down, providing nourishment for your spring crops. 3. Mulch for protection. Add a thick layer of mulch, such as straw, leaves, or wood chips, on top of the soil to insulate it. Mulch helps regulate soil temperature, prevents erosion, and suppresses weeds. The mulch will also break down slowly, adding organic matter to the soil over time. 4. Cover the beds. Use row covers, garden fabric, or even a plastic tarp to protect the soil from heavy rain, snow, and wind. This helps to prevent nutrient leaching and keeps the soil from compacting. For mild climates, lightweight row covers can help extend the growing season for cold-hardy plants. 5. Consider planting a winter cover crop. Plant a winter cover crop like clover, winter rye, or vetch to help fix nitrogen, prevent soil erosion, and improve soil health. In spring, you can till the cover crop into the soil as a green manure. 6. Drain and store irrigation systems. If you have drip irrigation or soaker hoses, be sure to drain and store them to prevent freezing and cracking during the winter months. 7. Inspect and repair the beds. Winter is a great time to check for any damage to your raised beds. Repair or reinforce the structure, replace rotting wood, and ensure that your beds are ready for the next growing season. 8. Plan for spring. Winter is the perfect time to start planning your spring planting schedule. Take note of what worked well this season and consider crop rotation or experimenting with new plants. These steps will help protect your raised beds over the winter and set you up for a successful growing season in the spring. For those of you looking to build your own raised garden bed, we've got something special. You can receive free DIY plans for constructing a basic garden bed by simply subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and leaving the comment "Raised Bed Plans" below. We'll then provide you with a link to download your free copy of the plans. This design is so straightforward that you could build multiple beds in different sizes in just one day. So, give it a try. Raised beds are incredibly easy to build and maintain, making them one of the simplest ways to garden. They're especially great for those with physical challenges, as you can customize the height to suit your needs. Here at Buckeye Bloomstead, we'll never go back to traditional in-ground gardening. Now that we've covered how to prepare your raised beds for winter, let's not forget about the rest of the garden. Since not everyone uses raised beds, it's important to address some key steps for preparing your entire garden for the colder months. In fact, before winter fully sets in, fall is the perfect time to get ahead and protect your garden. So, let's take a step back in the seasons and dive into fall garden prep, preparing your garden for winter. As the cool fall air starts to settle in, it's time to think ahead and prepare your garden for winter. While raised beds have their own care needs, the rest of your garden deserves just as much attention. Fall is the perfect time to ensure your soil, plants, and garden tools are in tip-top shape before the frost arrives. In this segment, we'll cover key tips to help your garden not only survive the winter, but come back stronger in the spring. Start by cleaning up your garden beds and borders. Remove any dead or dying plants, especially those that are diseased or pest-ridden, to prevent them from overwintering and causing problems next year. Healthy plants can be composted, while those showing signs of disease should be discarded. Pull out annuals that are finished for the season. Cut back perennials, leaving about 4 to 6 inches of stem. Remove fallen leaves and debris, especially around the base of trees and shrubs. Leaving some plants, like ornamental grasses or seed heads from perennials, can add winter interest to your garden and provide food and shelter for wildlife. Fall is also a great time to give your soil some TLC. After a busy growing season, your garden soil could use a boost before the cold sets in. Adding organic matter now will help enrich the soil for the next season and prevent erosion over the winter months. Be sure to spread a layer of compost, aged manure, or leaf mold across your garden beds to replenish nutrients. Apply a thick layer of mulch, around 3 to 4 inches, to protect the soil from temperature fluctuations, conserve moisture, and suppress weeds. Now, like with the raised beds, if you have a vegetable garden, consider planting a cover crop like clover or winter rye to prevent soil erosion and add nutrients to the soil when tilled in next spring. Protecting your perennials and shrubs should also be considered. Perennials and shrubs need a little extra care to make it through winter unscathed. To protect their roots and keep them insulated, mulching around the base is key. For more tender plants, you can take additional steps to help them survive the cold. Mulch around the base of perennials and shrubs to insulate roots and protect against freeze-thaw cycles. Use burlap or frost cloth to wrap delicate shrubs and young trees for added protection. Water deeply in the fall, especially evergreens, to keep roots hydrated through the winter. For plants in containers, move them to a sheltered spot or cover them with frost blankets to prevent roots from freezing. What about prepping your lawn for winter? Your lawn deserves some fall attention too. Prepping it properly will ensure it bounces back green and lush next spring. Rake up fallen leaves to prevent them from smothering your lawn. You can use the leaves collected to mulch your raised beds to help protect them from the winter months. The leaves will break down in the soil, providing nutrients to your plants in the spring. You will also want to aerate compacted soil to improve drainage and root growth. Apply a fall fertilizer to strengthen the roots before winter. Here is a bonus tip. Overseeding bare patches now will help fill them in by spring. giving your lawn a head start for the growing season. Last but not least, prepping the garden tools and water system. With the garden prepped for winter, it's time to take care of your tools and water systems. Proper maintenance now will extend the life of your equipment and ensure it's ready for use when spring rolls around. Be sure to clean and sharpen tools, then store them in a dry place. Drain and store hoses and irrigation systems to prevent freezing and damage. Disconnect rain barrels and empty them before the first hard freeze. Bonus tip: applying a light coat of oil to your tools will help prevent rust and keep them in great shape. With these simple fall gardening tips, you'll set your garden up for success through the winter and be ready to hit the ground running come spring. Whether it's soil care, protecting your plants, or maintaining your tools, a little prep work now will go a long way. What are you doing to get your garden ready for winter? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you don't miss any more garden tips from Buckeye Bloomstead. See you in the next video.